Welcome back to FMR Therapy. JC here, and I'm going to demonstrate the dead bug. A few different variations of the dead bug. So let's start on our back. The main thing I want you to concentrate on is that this low part of your back is on the floor the whole time, no matter what, right? Another thing I want everybody to do is breathe. We need to be able to breathe while we're doing any movement or foam roll or whatever, so that we're controlling what's happening and not trying to escape it and run away from it. Breathing the whole time. So from this position, you guys, I'm going to take my low back and I'm going to forcefully push my low back into the floor, right? I'm trying to feel every single bone or muscle or part of my low back against the floor. I'm going to be very honest with myself about whether or not it's still on the floor as I start the dead bug motion. So let's start with just one leg traveling away. I'm going to keep my arms relaxed, head forward and relaxed, low back aggressively pushing into the floor, and I'm just going to keep my knee bent and I'm going to tap a heel on the ground and then come back up. I'm going to do the other side too. Tap a heel on the ground and then come back up. If that's hard to do, keeping your low back on the floor, then I want you to stay right there and get yourself 15 to 20 reps per leg, breathing the whole time, moving nice and slow. Tap the heel, low back is maintaining contact with the ground. If that's super easy, then let's start extending the leg a little bit, making the leg a little heavier to the low back. So now I'm straightening my knee out, tapping, and then coming back. And I'm aggressively pushing my low back into the ground as I straighten my knee out a little bit and try to tap my heel a little lower. If that's hard to do, if you can tell that you're starting to get that shake while you straighten that leg out, stay there, 15 to 20 reps each leg. If that's super easy, let's ramp this up a notch, right? So now maybe I can start straightening out my leg up here, up at the top. And again, I don't need a super straight leg here, just mostly straight, okay? I'm going to push my low back into the ground. I'm going to hold my low back and be very honest with myself about whether or not I'm holding my low back into the ground as I lower my leg. I'm going to get as close to the ground as I can with a nice straight leg and my low back in the ground, and then I'm going to come back up, right? If I can do it on the other leg just as well, keeping my low back pushed into the floor as I come back up, then maybe it's time to start adding in the arms. Now this is why it's called the dead bug. So I'm going to take an opposite arm, an opposite leg, and as I'm moving my right leg down, my right or left arm travels back, and then I come back up. And the whole entire time, I'm keeping that low back fixed to the floor, absolutely pushing down as hard as I can with my low back into the floor. And I'm just going to rotate back and forth, trying to get 20 to 30 reps. That would be 15-ish, 10-ish, 15 on each side, breathing the whole time. There's your dead bugs, you guys. Start with the first, part of the progression. Ask yourself if you're able to keep that low back into the floor, and then you can make it harder and harder and harder until you're finally doing the full dead bug and making it nice and difficult for yourself. Stay tuned for round 2 of making dead bugs even harder.